Got a question here from my man Jesse, and he wants to know about first date conversation topics. When you're on a first date with a girl, what topics should you avoid and stay away from? And he brought up a specific example about exes. So he was on a date with this girl, and the conversation got geared around ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends. How do you handle this? Should that be a conversation you bring up or talk about? So what conversation topics to stay away from? We'll just do that one for this video. And the big key ones: stay away from politics, stay away from religion, and stay away from ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends. So I'm gonna put those in is my three main, try to avoid those. And the thing with politics is there's not a lot of good that can come from it. If you guys have differing views on politics, nothing good's gonna come from it. If you have the same views and you both hate a certain candidate or not, but you talk about this candidate you both don't like in a negative light, now you have this negative vibe going on. Again, politics, just stay away from it. You should have more tools in your toolbox than just politics to talk about. I never talk about politics really with anybody because it just gets people all upset and whatever. That's boring. Anyway, okay, so politics, no. Religion, now this one I want to talk a little bit about because I've been working with my cousin, and he has been raised in a very, very religious setting. Same with, I was growing up in a religious setting. And so his big thing, and what I used to think, was he wants religion to be talked about on a first date because he wants to make sure that she is the same religion than him. And it's a really big deal to him. Now, I mentioned to him, that's okay, that's great, fine. But on a first date, there are so many ways you can get to know her without bringing religion in, that religion just sometimes throws people into such a scared response because they're not sure if what they talk about is going to offend someone else, or it puts them in kind of a, I don't know, when we talk about autopilot texting where you're getting girls to just text you back without thinking, religion can kind of have the same idea because a lot of people have rehearsed answers from talking about it. So either way, religion, I never bring up. My other point is there are some of the most amazing women I ever met that would happily, right now I'm non-religious. I'm spiritual. I love the laws of the universe. I love the universe. I don't consider myself belonging to a religion. However, when I was a Catholic, all throughout high school and stuff, I would want to know, are you a Catholic? And if you're not, I don't want to date you. And what would happen is, I realize now that there were so many amazing women that if we connected and it was that big of a deal to me, I could have invited her to go to church with me once, and if you have attraction down enough, she would be happy to follow your lead and kind of be like, oh, what's this all about? So I try to tell that to my cousin, that you might miss out on some really cool girls that are more than willing to practice your religion, but they just haven't found it yet. So again, that was a side tangent. This felt like it had to be said about religion because a lot of guys might say, oh no, she needs to be religious. Fine, but do you really want to go to church on all your dates? Because religious talks kind of turn into I don't know, it's not the same fun setting as just getting to know a random person without judging them for what religion they're in. All right, off of that now, on to the real question that Jesse was wondering about. And this is about when exes get brought up. So, I don't ever actively ask about exes. Yes, it comes up, so I understand you can't avoid it all the way. But let me tell you something that I used to do that I no longer do. I used to specifically bring up ex-boyfriends for her because I was kind of jealous and I was kind of like needy, and so I wanted to know, like, oh, what happened? What did he do to upset you? And I would like listen to everything she would say, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do the opposite of that, and she'll totally love me, which doesn't work, by the way. But I used to actively bring it up because I was kind of insecure. I was kind of like, I want to know what she's been through. I want to know if she's dated a bunch of guys, so she compares me and blah, 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 blah. The point is, I used to bring it up, and it was a bad idea. Now if I bring it up, or I don't bring it up, now if it gets brought up, there are certain ways to handle it. But here we go. If you ever talk about any of your ex-girlfriends, she asks you about them, make it short, make it sweet, and when I mean sweet, make it positive. I don't care if your ex-girlfriend cheated on you 50 times. Find something about that relationship that was positive, and you could answer it like this. You know, I got out of a long relationship, and the times we had together were great. She had a great family, love her family. Think of all the positives, and then you can just simply say, and we just didn't see eye to eye on a few things. Or we decided we weren't the right people for each other. Because what happens is a lot of guys get sucked into talking negative about their exes, kind of putting the blame on their exes. And why this is a problem is if you're sitting here talking about your ex-girlfriend on a first date or on a date with a girl, when the woman across from you hears it with these ears, she hears it thinking, if I was his girlfriend, how would he talk about me? So if you're sitting there bashing your ex-girlfriend or telling what a rotten person she is, this girl is now going, uh-oh, if him and I ever dated, this is the way he's going to talk about me to people. I don't like that. So always frame it as a positive. I don't care how bad it went. Frame it as a growing experience. That will make her feel comfortable, make her be like, wow, this is a cool guy. It seemed to have ended okay with his last relationship. He doesn't have anything negative to say about her. Those are all positive qualities. So that's if it gets brought up to you. Let's say that it gets brought up and she asks you what you want. Do you want a relationship? Well, think about where you're at right now. If you do, and a lot of guys do, I would frame it as a way where I'm not seeming desperate or needy, but I'm letting her know my expectations. So I might say, if I was looking for a relationship, I would answer it with, I love meeting new people and having new experiences with people, but I'm at that point where if I find a girl that I could see myself with, I am ready to settle down. See how you can say that in a way it's like casual, but it's also letting her know, hey, I want a girlfriend. But you're not like, I need a girlfriend, I always have a girlfriend, and overwhelming her by her like getting all scared off. So if you want a girlfriend, that's the way I would answer it. If you don't want a girlfriend, like me, I don't want a girlfriend right now. I travel too much. I need my own time to read and to run the business and do all sorts of stuff. Right now, I don't want a girlfriend. So if a girl straight up asks me, what are you looking for? I'll let her know, hey, I love meeting new people, which is true. I'm really busy. I travel a lot. Right now, I'm not in the place where I want to get into something serious, but I'm always open to meeting new people and seeing where it goes. Because that's the truth. I mean, if I met a girl and she totally, I don't know. I haven't met her yet. If she like gets me so excited that, well, yeah, I just haven't met her yet if that's the case. But that would be truthful. I mean, if there was some girl that I just all of a sudden was like, man, I need to have her, then that could change. So I leave that door open, but I'm setting that expectation that, hey, don't expect we're going to have a relationship. So I'm honest about it. Women will always respect honesty, even if it's not the words they want to hear in that case. All right, now let's go back to what Jesse was asking about. And this is where her boyfriends. So if she starts talking about her ex, she starts talking about her past relationships. They're all knowledge is good knowledge. It's okay to listen, but I wouldn't dig in deeper, really. I wouldn't try to get her to stay on this topic, because what you do if you get her to keep talking about her ex, even if she's talking negative about her ex, you're like, this is good. She's seeing how much better I am than her ex. The point is you're still getting her talking about her ex, which means in her mind, she is thinking of another guy, even if it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter. Well, she's on a date with you. So that's not a good place to be, because that will get her comfortable with talking to you about her exes and her dirty laundry, and that is a recipe for the friend zone. So if she starts talking about her exes, I'll listen to. I'm not going to be rude and just be like, stop talking right now about your exes. I mean, maybe I probably said something like that here and there before as a joke, but if she was talking, I would let her get whatever was off her chest. Then I would use something she just mentioned to change the subject without really looking like I changed the subject. So if she talked about her exes and how she met her ex at a baseball game, blah, 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 I would listen, and then I would hear baseball game, and I'd go, okay, I know I'm going to lead this conversation away from her ex towards baseball, and then I can move it on to something else. So then I might say, oh, wait a second, hold on. You're a baseball fan? This is too good to be true. Tell me about that. So I heard her out, but now I'm changing the subject because I don't want to keep talking about her ex-boyfriend. If a girl consistently talks about her ex-boyfriend with you, how I would handle that situation eventually is just like if a girl's texting while we're on a date together or something, I would just say something like, hey, you know what? You're a really cool girl. I get the feeling you're not really over your ex yet, so I'm probably going to head out, but let me know when you're ready to go on a date or something and just kind of enjoy the evening we're out together. So I'm not going to be rude to her and be like, stop talking about your ex, but I'm going to let her know, hey, you're talking about your ex. This is not date appropriate etiquette. So that would be how I would stand my ground in that case. Once again, that was what to do on a first date when what conversation topics to avoid, and then how to play it when exes get brought up, ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe. Peace.